The world thinks it knows you, Capricorn. They see the calm face, the controlled tone, the "I've got it" energy that doesn't shake, even when the ground underneath you is splitting open. People mistake your silence for emptiness, but it's not empty. It's depth, it's pressure, it's the sound of mountains forming in the dark. You weren't built for shortcuts. You were built for the long road, the one that tests your spirit, humbles your ego, and forces you to become someone who can hold blessings without breaking. And that's why your life has never been soft. Your path has been sacred but heavy, like the universe handed you a crown made of stone and said, "Learn how to carry this without losing your heart." If this is already hitting that quiet part inside you, take a second to subscribe to Signs and Secrets, because we don't just talk about zodiac signs here, we talk about the hidden wounds you've survived, the spiritual lessons you didn't ask for, and the strength you're turning into purpose. Capricorn, you're about to be exposed, not in a humiliating way, in a freeing way, because there are truths about you that don't flatter you at first, but they transform you. The kind of truths that burn away the fake versions of you and reveal the unstoppable one underneath. Hard truth number 1. You learn to be strong before you learn to be safe. That's why rest doesn't feel natural to you. Peace can feel suspicious. When things go quiet, part of you starts scanning for what's about to go wrong. You didn't become disciplined because it was trendy. You became disciplined because deep down you believed survival required control, and maybe it did back then. But now you're grown, now you're evolving, and strength isn't only about pushing through. Sometimes strength is letting yourself breathe without guilt. Hard truth number 2, you don't trust easily. Because you've seen how people switch up when you need them, you've been the reliable one, the stable one, the one people lean on, and quietly you've watched how support can disappear the moment you're not useful. So you became your own plan, your own safety net, your own rescue team. But the lonely part isn't that you do everything alone. It's that you've been pretending you don't need anybody. Hard truth number 3, you confuse self-respect with emotional distance sometimes. You call it boundaries. And yes, you need boundaries. But there's a difference between protecting your peace and building walls so high that even love can't reach you. You've mastered the art of staying composed while your heart is aching. You've mastered the art of looking fine while you're quietly breaking. But the soul doesn't heal through perfection. It heals through honesty. Hard truth number 4, you've been carrying pain like it's a job, like if you just endure it long enough, the universe will finally reward you, like your suffering is proof that you deserve success. But Capricorn, pain is not a payment plan. Struggle is not the price of your worth. You don't have to keep choosing the hardest path just because you're capable of surviving it. Hard truth number 5, you're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of being seen trying, because if you fail privately, you can rebuild quietly. But failing where people can watch? That's the nightmare. Not because you're weak, because you're proud, because you've always wanted to be respected. And you know respect can be cruel in this world. People clap for your results, but they judge your process. So you keep your dreams hidden until they're undeniable. Hard truth number 6, your love language is sacrifice, but you deserve more than that. You show love through responsibility, through "I handled it," through "I got you," through staying loyal, even when it hurts. But love isn't supposed to feel like carrying a boulder uphill in silence. Love is supposed to meet you halfway, and if you're always the one holding everything together, you're not in love, Capricorn. You're in survival mode with feelings attached. And if this is resonating, if you feel called out in a way that feels real, tap the like button right now. Not just for the algorithm, but as a promise to yourself that you're finally listening to what your spirit has been trying to say. Hard truth number 7, you don't crave attention. You crave certainty. You don't need constant validation. You need something that feels solid, something you can trust. Something that doesn't disappear when life gets complicated. That's why you don't play games. That's why you don't fall fast, because you've seen what happens when you build a home in someone who changes like the weather. You'd rather be alone than unstable. Hard truth, number 8. Your biggest weakness is pretending you don't have one. You're the sign that can look unshakable while feeling exhausted. You can lead while grieving. You can succeed while empty, and the world calls you impressive. But sometimes you don't feel alive, you just feel functional. Capricorn, you were not born to be a machine. You were born to be a soul with a mission, and a mission needs joy, not just achievement. Hard truth number 9. You've outgrown the version of you that only knew how to earn love. Somewhere along the way, you learned this lie. If I do enough, if I become enough, if I provide enough, I'll finally be chosen. That's why you overwork. That's why you overprove. That's why you feel guilty receiving. But love isn't a trophy you win by suffering. Real love recognizes you even in your softest form. Hard truth. 10. You don't forgive yourself quickly because you don't forget what it cost you. You remember the nights you cried quietly, the moments you had no one, the times you had to rebuild without applause. And because you remember the cost, you hold yourself to an impossible standard. But hear me clearly, Capricorn. Your past doesn't require punishment to be honored. Your past requires healing to be released. Hard truth, number 11. You've been waiting to feel ready. But ready is not your destiny. Movement is. You plan. You calculate. You prepare. And preparation is powerful. But there's a moment when preparation becomes a hiding place, when perfection becomes fear wearing a suit, and you, Capricorn, are not here to delay your calling. You're here to walk into it, even if your hands are shaking, even if your voice trembles, even if you're still healing. The universe doesn't choose the most comfortable people. It chooses the committed ones. Our truth in Astro 12. You're unstoppable the moment you stop trying to control how you're perceived, because control has been your armor, reputation has been your shield, being respected has been your safety, but your soul is bigger than your image. Your purpose is bigger than your pride. And the moment you let yourself be real, let yourself be messy, learning, human, you become magnetic. Because the kind of power you're meant to carry isn't performance power, it's truth power. Capricorn, you've always been the builder, the planner, the one who turns chaos into structure. But the next version of you, the unstoppable one, that version isn't just building success. That version is building a life that feels like peace, a life that feels like freedom, a life where you don't have to clench your jaw just to survive the day. And I want to ask you something, softly but honestly. Where have you been too hard on yourself lately? Where have you been treating your heart like it's an inconvenience instead of your compass? Drop a comment that feels personal. Tell me your date of birth and your zodiac sign, and if you're a Capricorn watching this, tell me the one truth you needed to hear the most tonight. You're not alone in this. And your story might be exactly what someone else needed to feel seen, because the truth is, you were never weak. You were just tired of carrying everything like you had no choice. But now you do have a choice. You can keep proving your strength to people who don't know your pain. Or you can finally start honoring yourself like the universe does. If this message reached you at the right time, subscribe to Signs and Secrets. We're building a space where your depth is understood, your healing is respected, and your transformation is sacred. And don't forget to like this video too, because every like sends this message to someone who's silently fighting battles they don't talk about, someone who needs to remember they're not broken, they're becoming. Capricorn, you're not just built to endure. You're built to rise, and once you stop surviving and start choosing yourself, nothing on this earth can stop you.